Hello, it's Frank Dierter for That One Web Guy, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a cheap website fast. Generally, a lot of people forget about that. I see people put up just Facebook pages or just a LinkedIn page or whatever, which I think all of them is important. But, if you're just putting up a Facebook page and trying to drive business to that, a lot of people aren't on Facebook, so you're cutting out half your business. The way I look at it, you may be able to get some people, but you have to look at your age group. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you how to do a cheap website fast, and let's see how quickly we can do this. So first thing you need is a domain name. Of course, you're going to need hosting as well, but we're going to start with our domain name. So I'm going to see what domain names I can find. As you can see, there's $16.99 here. That's about the going price anymore. Used to be a lot cheaper when I started, but let's see. So I'm going to do cheap, just curious, website fast.com. Make sure I spelled that right. Cheap website fast.com, and make sure it doesn't look funny and these funny words in there. Sometimes you run some words together and it doesn't always look the best, or could cause some problems with spam issues if they think it's questionable and things like that. So cheap website fast.com. Let's see if that's available. It is available. So I'm already logged into my account at justaskdomains.com. So I'm going to go ahead and click add to cart. We're going to continue to cart, and I'm going to bypass any of the options, privacy protection. I don't want that. I don't really care, because that adds more to it. We're looking at building a cheap domain. The privacy protection just protects your registration information, who it's registered to, and things like that. I don't really care in this situation. I don't think I've ever used that in actuality. So let's go ahead and purchase that. I'm just going to go ahead and do it with my basic complete purchase. It's going to try to get me for 2 years. I just want to do it as cheap as possible. I'm going to go for 1 year. And I get a discount because this is my registrar. It's a reseller for the services that I use. Here's my receipt. So I just bought a domain. Yeah, that quick. You may take a little bit longer for you to find which domain you want, but you probably already have a domain idea in mind if you're watching this video. So I need to go to my account. So what I need to do, if you're not using our services, you may have a host elsewhere, which I do. I use my own servers, which I resell as well. So I'm going to go to manage all, and I'm going to go to my domains listing here, and I'm going to go to cheap website fast. It should pop up there. Let's search. There it is. Now see, it says name server it's just at a parked place right there. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to change the name server information. And if you have a host, they will have to, of course, give you that information, which means you'll have to go and purchase hosting. And I use, of course, That One Hosting, which is my hosting company. You can get that information if you like. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down here to the edit DNS. I'll have that actually in the notes here. So I'm going to click on manage DNS. And in my case, I need to go down here and change the name servers to point to the server I'll be using. So I'm going to click change, and I'm going to say custom, and I'm going to say, in my case, ns1.orangepixel.co, and the next one is ns2.orangepixel.co, and save. So once you have that information, it says it could take a little bit for it to process and get that registered and things like that. Once you have that information, you've already given it to your hosting company has already set that up, or has given you the name server information so that you could point to it. And they've already given you the domain, so you'd have that information to log in. Now I'm going to pause just a moment so I can go ahead and set that up on my server, because I hadn't set it up previously. Okay, now that we have that set up, you'll get login information for your cPanel account. That's where your hosting resides. That's how you get into the back end. And I've got videos on how to use cPanel and stuff like that, but right now I'm just going to focus on what we need to get this up, as I said, fast and easy. So we're going to scroll down to, you want to scroll down to the bottom where we have what's called a script called WordPress. You've probably heard that term, or it's a system to allow you to build websites easy. It's included in your hosting. Almost all your hosting packages should have WordPress in there. We're using Softaculous. That's the script that installs a lot of different plugins. So we're going to install now. So far we've bought the domain, we've gotten hosting. You can actually just use your budget hosting. You don't have to spend anything very expensive. So we're going to just leave it here. Look in this last section though, it says WP. That's the directory we're going to install it in. We want to make that blank because we want it to be, when people go to this domain, they will see the website immediately, that you don't want a subfolder or anything like that. I also want to change the protocol to HTTPS. Now, a lot of people used to put in www, and you don't do that anymore. I mean, you can, it's possible. There's no benefit or disadvantage of doing that. I just leave HTTPS and leave it as that. So what I'm going to do then, of course, we want to put cheap website fast is our site name, because I want to take advantage of our keywords that I've picked out here. Build a website fast. So we're going to just leave it at that, and we'll change our admin account. I usually use, you can put in something. Never just put just your name. Never just put Frank. I may just put Frank admin or something like that. I'll change it up just because it won't make it easy to guess. So we'll go back to that if we need to. I'm going to write that down just to play it safe. I usually use something different. So for this training video, I'll leave it at that. And then of course our password, we want to put something something that we can remember. So like you see it has a counter here, bad, or bad is the score of 18. So pass is a bad. The word pass is bad. So we want something a little stronger. So what I'm going to do is I like to mix up uppercase, lowercase, and special characters, but still make it easy to remember. So like today would be a sunny day. I could put, this is just an example, sunny day underscore dash. I try to keep them the same. You see that I put an underscore there, so I could put sunny underscore day underscore 2020. You see it's strong, 91 of 100. So I might want to put something a little bit different. Sunny dragon, let's do something like that, 2020. So you see that made it, it's a longer word. It doesn't go in sequence. Sunny day generally goes in sequence, so somebody would think about that. So sunny dragon 2020, or we could put red dragon or purple dragon or something like that maybe you have in your office, or something in your room that just kind of makes you trigger that idea. We've used uppercase, we've used lowercase, we've used a special character, which is the underscore, and we used a number. Obviously I wouldn't use a year generally, but as you can see here, I just did this for that purposes. And then of course you want to make sure that you use a email address it always tries to put in the email address for the domain you just put in. I'm going to put it into my support desk there. I'm going to leave the language in English. Now something that I like to do, and a lot of people skip over this, is I like to limit login attempts. It's called Loginizer. And this will help you protect your site. It generally sets, if somebody's done a failed password attempt, usually hackers, failed password attempt, it will lock the site for up to 30 minutes before somebody can access it again. And by that time, most hackers have moved on. So this is the information under advanced. You generally don't have to mess with any of this. Don't worry about changing any of this information up here. That's just a good strategy. You can see that it's not using WordPress or anything like that. If you didn't want WP for WordPress, you could change it to your initials or something like that. If you wanted to, you could. I could put FD83. And that's just going to create, that's the database name. You don't have to worry about any of that. You can skip right over that. Now, there are some settings that I like to set, and it's totally up to you, is database update notification emails. So we're going to click that. I don't want to be notified, but I'm also going to set this to upgrade. I just want it to upgrade it and keep it up to date for me. Same way with the plugins, as well as the themes. I'm just going to have it update for me, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about logging in and taking care of that. One less thing that I have to worry about getting hacked. Now, if you want to do the backups, you can. So you can do once a week, once a month, once a day, whatever. Generally, I say once a week or once a month. And you can set the backup rotation. So once you have this set up, you can do 2 backups a month, and it would it'll pull out the oldest and update the newest. So you'd always have 2 going there. I'm not going to worry about the theme right now. As I said, we're trying to do this fast and easy. So I'm going to click install. It's actually installing as we speak. Of course, we had an issue. MySQL connection could not be established. Maybe because I did change that, I don't know. So we're going to click install again. Maybe there was just an issue with MySQL at the time. Yep, that's it. It does that occasionally. I've had that happen twice and maybe 100 installs. But if I'm training, of course I'm doing a training video, it's going to happen. So we can actually log right into our admin area right from here. Make note of this. You might want to copy and paste this into whatever preference you like to use. I use Evernote to keep track of all this information. But we'll just go ahead and click on cheapwebsitefastsandeasy.com/WP admin. And that should take us right to our backend, which it does. Now, this is our area where we create posts and pages and things like that. And I can create additional training for you on this, on what each one of these are. But as I said, we're trying to do this quick and easy. And so you'll see some of that as we go. Now, things that I normally do when I create a new website is I go in and it shows all posts, and WordPress always puts in this hello world. And one thing that always annoys me is that, of course, hello world has discussion over here. It allows comments and allows pingbacks and trackbacks. If you don't change that, you're going to get a ton of comment spam. This is probably a page you're not even going to use. So what I normally do is, when from the all post, is I come over here and just put it in trash. Now, you don't have to empty the trash if you don't want to. It's just a page I'm not going to use. Again, speaking of pages I'm not going to use, I'm going to go to all pages, and we have a privacy policy here, and we have a sample page. I'm just going to go ahead and put the sample page in the trash as well. We can modify it whatever I just want to create my own. So before we get started with creating a page, I want to pick out our theme, something that's, as I said, fast and easy and quickly for you to get a nice looking page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a plugin called, a theme. We're going to put in a theme called, we're going to click add new, and we're going to install the hello theme. And this is just a really simple free theme that you can use, and I'll show you why I use it in just a moment. Now, the theme itself doesn't do a whole lot for me. It's a plugin that we can activate that works with this. So I've clicked install, and now I need to click activate. And the first thing it's going to ask me, it says, hello, you're installing this theme, and we highly recommend installing Elementor. Now, Elementor is a pro or a paid theme, but they have a basic free theme, and you can upgrade it anytime, but I'm just showing you how to do this. As I said, I've said it a million times already, quick and easy. So I'm going to activate the plugin, and it's going to allow us, you can go create your first page, get the full guide, you can watch the video tutorial. That's totally up to you, and I highly recommend it if you've not used it before. But what I'm going to do here is I am going to go ahead and just click the X, and this is we're back to the dashboard. Of course, we have a few different tools here. One thing that I want to do, as I said, with any new site that I do, I come into themes, and I said, you don't have to do this, but I'm trying to make it easy for you, less headache and things like that. You see that where WordPress installed, it installed 2019, 2017, 16, and 20. 20 is the newest, 2020. That's the newest theme default for them. I usually like to have two themes installed. The one that I put in there and a backup WordPress install. In case for some reason or other my theme gets corrupt, you can roll back to that. And I actually have a video in my YouTube channel here that shows how to activate a theme if your theme gets corrupted. So you might want to check that out down the road. Hopefully you'll never need it. But I come in and let me show you where I clicked here. So I'm just going to go down the row here. It says theme details. I'm going to click theme details and delete. I don't want that one. And the reason I do this is that, the less opportunity you have for a hacker to get into your site, the better. So these are themes that would have to be updated, when you do your updates. Right now we have it set to automatic updates, but why have extra overhead? If you're worried about space on your hosting that you purchased, this will reduce the amount of size that you have. So now we just have the two themes that we talked about, and this one is the active theme, as you can see here. So now we're ready to go ahead and create our first page. Now in this case, you're seeing more and more people are doing one-page sites. And I'm just going to show you quickly how to do a one-page site that you can easily modify. And you can come back and tweak whatever. The idea is to get something up and something going that you can promote and work on it as you go, as you have time. So right now, I'm just going to go back to our pages. And I said there's a lot of things that we could do. I can click all pages or add new. We're just going to click add new. And I am going to call this page create. Oops, not create. Cheap website fast. Again, I'm using this site as a way to generate leads for, for my trainings and things like that. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a cheap website fast. I'm using those keywords. I'm going to click this button up here. It says edit with Elementor. Elementor, however you want to say that. So once we're here, we have our basic panel. You can drag any of these sections over to the right to create your page. If you want to create something from scratch, you could do that, heading or whatever. But as I said, I will maybe come back and do videos for each one, or show you how to break down these. I'm trying to hit a time limit of how quickly we can actually do this. So what I want to do is we have where we can add a new section, and this shows like a 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, and on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of their free templates. As I said, we're trying to do this quickly. And you can see that there's a lot of them that have Pro up here in this right hand corner. You can see that the Pro mark is there. So what we can do is we can use any of these top 5 for free. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this last one here. It says product app. We have homepage agency, homepage study page, homepage restaurant page, homepage. This says landing page. I'm going to use this one right now. So I'm going to click insert, and it says access this template and our entire library by creating a free personal account. And it's not really the entire library, it's just the entire library for free. So I need to create an account. Now I have this fake name, as you can tell, it's FED, my initials FED, and I'm just going to connect it to that. If you're not, you can create an account. This is just one that I use for spam and training. I don't even check that email half the time. So we have this site. We have a layout here already. So we can delete any of these options. If there's sections we're not going to use, we can delete that. We can modify this easily. So we have this is the page name that we had. We also have our header up here that just comes up as it is. And I'm just going to leave it as is right now. I am going to hide this here, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But then we have these individual components that we have. Now, right now, I'm going to get rid, notice that we have a colored section here, this blue area. We have a white section, a gray section, a white section, a gray section, and a white section. So, if I don't want all these, I'm not going to charge anything on this site. So I'm going to get rid of this section, but now we have 2 white sections, and I don't have any frequently asked questions because I'm just getting started at the moment. So, and we can add those back at any time. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this section so we can have the blue, white, gray, and then we'll put in a footer here in just a moment. So we can, of course, we can change this. If I click on this, I can actually type right here, or I can come over here to the left and type as well. I can say wanting, if you need a cheap website, watch this training. And so we can leave it just like that, and I could actually put this video that I'm creating right here, or I can switch it with an opt-in box. Now if you have a video that you've already created, and I'm going to be using this one on YouTube, we can come over here and we can right click on this you can see this pencil, we can click edit video, and it's asking for a link for our YouTube. So I can go to YouTube and pull out any link that I may have there. And of course, YouTube, you can record videos and post them for free. You just have to have an account there. And so I'm going to go to my channel, and I can click on any of my videos. So let's just go ahead and click this one here. Here's a review that I did recently, and I'm just going to grab the share link, copy. We're going to go back to our page here, and I'm just going to paste that right in there, and it's going to post my video right there in that section. We can have a start time. If I wanted to speed up and not have them begin, we can have an autoplay. Generally, it's not recommended to do that, but you can do that if you so choose. You can turn off the player controls. It'll remove those and we'll just have a video there that they can click the play button. You can have privacy mode and different things like that. So we have our video there. What I'll probably do is I'll come back and put an opt-in box here most likely so that they can give me their name and email address, then they can watch the free training. I'm building lead generation for that. So if you want to change, maybe blue's not your thing, we can come up here. You can see edit section. We can right click and edit section, and it says it's boxed, it's custom colors. So these are the different layouts, different positions. I usually don't mess with this on the themes, but if we want to change the style, maybe we want a different picture, we could do that. We can change the color by changing, you can see it says color right there. It says blue. Maybe you want green. We could do that. And it'll change it to green here in just a second. I think we have to save it first. And then it'll do that. I'm surprised it didn't do it automatically. Normally it does. So then you can go through and change the colors. You can change the gradient. Maybe that's what it was. Nope. Second color. Yeah, it had colors there. We're just going to use that. You can change the positioning. We have it center. Maybe you want it center, bottom center, where the buildings are more at the bottom. You can see it shifted up. And you can change, any of these things by clicking on these items. Maybe you, instead of getting started, you may want to say watch now. And that changes that. Of course, it's going down to the pricing table, which we've removed. That's using an ID. So we can change any of that information and now where that links to. You can put in a URL there, so if it goes to another page. Again, we're just going to keep it simple. So we can scroll down. We can change any of these items. We could change this to, it says here, minimize your documents, title and description over here. So we could pick, choose your hosting, by a domain. Over here we can click installing WordPress, and then build your site. And you can see under, as I said, I'm just doing this quick and easy so you can see how to modify these. We can change any of these here, and it has just simple Greek text in place. We can either type that right in here or we can type it here. Now we can actually have these icons change as well. So we can have, we can change right here, icon library, we can click those, and maybe I want, choose your hosting. Maybe I want to put it as a compact disk. So we can put something there. I don't think it has one for hosting. So you can kind of scroll through and find ones that you like, or you can leave them. I might just put in a building there, by a domain. So we have that one there, installing WordPress. So we can put a gear there or something. Let's just go ahead and change it to that for now. Put coins there. We can build your site. So you can put whatever you want. Let's go ahead and change that to, click on this one. Come on. There we go. Construction. And we've changed, each of those components now. You can, of course, change any customer client settings you want there. Now, if you wanted to add a footer real quick, you could do that. So normally what we do, on the paid version, you can add footer site-wide and stuff like that. But on the free version, you have to do it manually here. So we just we'll add, I think we can actually possibly do a free one, blocks. Let's see if they have any here. It says footer. Let's see if we can do footer free ones. Nope, they're all paid, of course. So we'll just go back to we'll just create our own. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a one row there. We're going to edit the section, and we're going to make it, instead of boxed, we're going to make it full width. And we're going to go into the style, and we're going to change the color. So we're going to click classic, we're going to click color, and since we have blue throughout, we're just going to make it blue. And then we're going to click on the plus sign, and we're going to add the text editor down here. We're going to change the text to say something like copyright. And if you want to use the copy symbol, you can use at the ampersand copy semicolon say 2020. Now I have it in text mode, so it'll convert over to that. And then we can then of course put your company name or whatever like that. So we're going to put cheap website fast.com, and I might put frankdeardorff.com. I shouldn't have put a space between my name. It's funny that sometimes I've signed my name frankdeardorff.com on a few cases. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a privacy policy here. We have one built in. I'm going to show you where that's at real quick. But I'm going to go ahead and put in href equals, and you can watch this here. And I'm just going to put privacy dash policy. And then we have to put in privacy policy because that's actually what shows on the link. And we're just going to close that. And I'm going to go into style here. And as you can see here, we can't really see it that well. I'm going to center it, and I'm going to make the color white. And you can see now that we have that there. And I could change this link. Right now it's pink. We could actually go back in and change that if we wanted. Let's go ahead and change that real quick here. I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to add, no, we'll just leave it for now and use that for another video because we're trying to do this quick and easy. So we have that there. We have our website. So I'm going to change this one thing at the very top. We have where it's showing twice. We're going to click on the gear down here in the settings, lower right hand corner, lower left hand corner. I'm going to change Elementor full width, and that will refresh the page and show it without the title on the page. We're going to click publish, and now we have our published page. If you look at the site though, you'll see that, let's go ahead and exit to the dashboard, and it'll take us here. We can view the site. I'm going to hold down Control or Command on my keyboard, click visit site, and it's going to open up in another tab. And you can see that we have nothing here yet. That's because we need one setting. We need to go into settings, general, reading. I said general. We could click on static page and then click our cheap website fast page, save changes, and we have, once we refresh, we have our page here.
Oh, it's Frank Deardorff, that one web.
So it tried to create or start my video there. We have our title. We have, we have a quick one-page website that does everything we need it to. Now, of course, in other videos, I'll show you how to update this, modify this, or you can get a training and get it all at once instead of watching a video here and there. But for right now, you can see that we have a quick, easy website up, quick and easy. One other thing that I did mention that I was going to say is we have this privacy policy down here, privacy policy. We need to enable that under our pages. You'll see that they have a privacy policy here set up for you. It's in draft mode currently. So all we have to do is publish that. Generally, I would recommend going in and filling in the blanks. There are different fields here that you might want to read through and things of that sort. It defaults with your website address. We're just going to publish that. Click publish again. And now when somebody clicks our privacy policy here, we now have, it goes to our privacy policy and we can back up.
Hello, it's Frank Deardorff, that one web guy, and I'm back with another.
So it normally would not have this black bar across the top. It's because we're logged in. If we exit or look in another browser, this black bar would not be at the top. But we have a quick website and done in under 30 minutes. So I hope you found this useful. Check out the resources below the video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to learn more about marketing tips, website tips, building tips, or just everyday business tips. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.